to sin. God said, I will not hear you. And you see, the dictionary has come up with all kind of little cute names for sin to make it acceptable. Even in the church, we have bought into the language of the world. You see, the world calls gambling recreation. The world calls adultery an affair. The world calls fornication dating. Even in the church, we've picked up that terminology. I hear folk in church say, oh, she's dating such and such a person. Or he's dating her. We have picked up on the terminology of the world. They're teaching our children now something they call safe sex. Well, the only safe sex is in the marriage bed. Preacher, get off that X-rated sermon. Move on. But you see, sin is the only thing that can separate you from God. Sin can separate you from the presence of God. Sin can separate you from the power of God. Sin can separate you from the protection of God. See, it does not matter why you sin. It does not matter when you sin. It does not matter with whom you sin. Sin is still sin. And God's hand is not short that he cannot save. His ear is not dull that he cannot hear. But sin has separated between you and your God. And I believe that that is what happened to America. America was once the land of the free and the home of the brave. This nation was founded on the freedom of religion. And as long as we were a God-fearing nation, we had the richest economy. We had the smartest children. We had the strongest army. Could nobody defeat us as long as we join hands and sing, God bless America. But look at us now. We're in wars that we can't get out of. We got terrorists attacking us on our own homeland. We're in a recession that seems like it's never going to end. Our children have become killers and gangbangers. Our boys won't pull their pants up, and our girls won't pull their skirts down. Our seniors are being robbed when they come out of the house. The president has approved of gay marriage. And now we got 30 states where it's legal to have same-sex marriages. We got gambling in every grocery store. You can go to Kroger now and get a gallon of milk and then buy one of them cars that you scratch off. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Even in the church, we got gays and lesbians in the pulpit. We got ministers performing same-sex marriages. We've been coming to church Sunday after Sunday, praying for an answer, waiting for things to get better, but somehow it seems like God will not answer, or he's unwilling to answer. Where is God? Well, the fact of the matter is, God has already given us an answer. God said in 2 Chronicles 7:13, if I shut up the heaven and there'll be no rain, if I command the locusts to devour the land, or if I send pestilence among my people. In other words, God said, if I send some trouble, if I destroy your land, if I take your job, if I disturb your peace, God said, if my people that are called by my name, God didn't say if the dope dealers stop selling dope. God didn't say if the prostitutes come off on the corner. God didn't say if the thieves stop stealing. God didn't say if the murderers stopped committing murder. But God said if my people, folks who are called believers, folks who are called Christians, if my people, talk about my people now, turn from their wicked ways and seek my face, then God said, I will hear all the way from heaven, and I'll heal the land. And when God heals the land, we'll have peace in the streets. When God heals the land, we'll have joy in our hearts. When God heals the land, we'll have love in our homes. When God heals the land, we'll have prosperity in our neighborhoods. When God heals the land, divorce rate will go down. Morality will go up. When God heals the land, justice will flow like a river. When God heals the land, wars will come to an end. When God heals the land, the church will be full on Sunday morning. Sinners will run to the altar, tears streaming down their face, saying, what must I do to be saved? When God heals the land, I came to tell you God's hand is not short. We see the same God that caused the axe head to float, that same God that multiplied the widow's meal, that same God that made the walls of Jericho come down, that same God that spent the night with Daniel in the lion's den, that same God that added 13 years to Hezekiah's life, the same God. He said, I change not. Jesus made a promise a long time ago that I will never leave you nor forsake you. That same Jesus that gave sight to blind Bartimaeus, the same Jesus that healed the woman with the issue of blood, that same Jesus that brought Lazarus back from the grave, the same Jesus that fed 5,000 with a sack lunch, the same Jesus that hung out on Calvary's cross, that died one Friday. They laid him in a grave, but early Sunday morning, he got up from the grave with all power in his hand. And he's alive forevermore. He got power in his left hand, power in his right hand. If there's no battle, he can't win. There's no burden, he can't lift. There's no disease, he can't heal. There's no heartache, he can't feel. There's no promise, he can't keep. There's no problem, he can't solve. There's no sinner, he can't forgive. There's no soul, he can't save. God's hands are not short. God's ears are not tired. Because he's the foundation that never shakes. He's a friend that never forsakes. He's a conqueror that never loses. He's a supply that never runs out. He's a fountain that never runs dry. He's a light that never grows dim. He's a deliverer that never disappoints. He's a joy that never subsides. He's an anchor that won't let go. He's a rock that never moves. He's a comfort that never departs. He's a strength that never weakens. He's a bridge that never collapses. He's a hope when times are hopeless. Where is God? He's everywhere. He walks with me. He talks with me. He tells me I'm his own. And the Lord will make a way somehow. When I'm hungry, he's my bread. When I'm thirsty, he's my water. When I'm sick, he's my doctor. Oh yeah. When I'm lonely, he's my comfort. everywhere I look. He's everywhere I go. David said, if I take wings of the morning, you're right there. If I go down in the sea, you're right there. When I wake up in the morning, you're right there. When I lay down at night, you're right there. Where is God? He's in me. He's all over me. Where is he? Where is God? Where is he? He's as close as your next breath. He's as close as your right hand. When you need him, he'll be right there. His hands are not short. He can still say. His ears are not dull. He can hear. He can hear real good. Where is he? He's everywhere. Doors of the church are open.